AIMIM MP and leader Asaduddin Owaisi is on the war path. He's announced his party will contest 100 seats out of 403 in Uttar Pradesh Assembly. At a rally in Barabanki in eastern Uttar Pradesh, Asaduddin Owaisi warned the government with another Shaheen Bagh if CAA and NRC laws were implemented. Yahin par Shaheen Bagh banega, inshallah, he roared to a thunderous applause. But is this the template to polarize ahead of elections in Uttar Pradesh? Our UP bureau gets us more. After the withdrawal of the farm laws, another contentious legislation is in focus, and the opposition is now gunning for its withdrawal. The Citizenship Amendment Act had sparked protests across the country in 2019, and the chorus against the act has been reignited in battleground Uttar Pradesh. With months to go for elections in Uttar Pradesh, AIMIM chief and member of parliament Asaduddin Owaisi has issued this direct threat.
CAA का कानून वापस लेना चाहिए। क्यों लेना चाहिए? क्योंकि वो संविधान के खिलाफ है और हम मुतालबा करते हैं कि CAA कानून को भी वापस लिया जाए। हमसे मीडिया वाले पूछ रहे हैं कि अगर नहीं करे तो क्या करेंगे? अगर NPR और NRC का कानून बनाएंगे तो हम दोबारा रोड पे निकलेंगे। यहीं पर भी शाहीन बाग बनेगा इंशाअल्लाह।
Threatening a repeat of Shaheen Bagh, this time in Uttar Pradesh, Asaduddin Owaisi urged Muslim groups to gather and put pressure on the Narendra Modi government at the centre. Owaisi's pitch has also got the backing of the Congress party as opposition has united to add pressure on the government.
Congress party has opposed all those controversial bills that were brought in parliament. From day one, we have said that CAA should be taken back. NRC should be implemented in the spirit in which the earlier governments have done.
The BJP dismissed any chances of a CAA rollback and lashed out at the AIMIM chief.
असदुद्दीन ओवैसी भ्रम पैदा न करें। किसी शर्त पर कोई कानून जो वो बता रहे हैं CAA और वो वापस होने वाला नहीं है।
ओवैसी का काम ही ये है बांटने का। उसकी अपनी एक दुकान है। अगर वो लकीर नहीं खींचेगा तो चलेगी कैसे? ओवैसी विभाजन की राजनीति करते हैं, कांग्रेस विभाजन की राजनीति करती है।
But Owaisi's pitch for repealing CAA by using farm laws as an example hasn't got support from farm leaders, with Rakesh Taket referring to Owaisi as the B team of the BJP.
उनका चाचा है भाई, ये तो चाचा भतीजाओं की पार्टी है, अपना कह दे वो कर लेंगे वे। ओवैसी तो बीजेपी का चाचा है, उसे टीवी पे कहने की जरूरत ही नहीं, उनको कह देगा, मान लेंगे उसकी बात।
The CAA showdown in Uttar Pradesh echoed hugely in 2019, and now with Owaisi reigniting the chorus for a rollback, will the BJP face a backlash from the minority communities over repealing the farm laws and not the contentious CAA? In Lucknow, Abhishek Mishra for India Today.
So has the opposition smelled blood after Prime Minister Narendra Modi withdrew the 3 farm laws? There is a clamour for withdrawal of Citizenship Amendment Act. Asaduddin Owaisi has threatened the government with another Shaheen Bagh if CAA and NRC are implemented. Now, will there also be protests, as some are arguing, for reimposition of the special status for Jammu and Kashmir through Article 370? And then the question is, will street protests rule? Joining me on the news track are RP Singh, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ashutosh Verma represents the Samajwadi Party. Atikur Rahman is a respected Islamic scholar, and Rahul Srivastav is our national affairs editor at India Today. Atikur Rahman, to you first. तुम कब बेदार होगे? And I'm quoting Asaduddin Owaisi here. तुम कब बेदार होगे? Asaduddin Owaisi asks a largely Muslim crowd at Barabanki in Uttar Pradesh. When will you wake up? He says. अगर CAA NRC बनेगा तो यही शाहीन बाग बनेगा इंशाल्लाह. Sir, is this a warning or a threat to the government?
Gaurav, to be very frank, whenever brute majorities are passing laws which are unconstitutional for any population, now this is a matter of study for me at least, wherein we have seen that the brute majority of the BJP government passed farm laws and it was taken back. The same brute majority passed the CAA, followed by NRC, was promised by the Home Minister, and we will fight. We will fight on the streets because brute majorities has to be fought on the streets. This is our constitutional right. Unconstitutional measures by this government will have to be taken back. And I can only assure you that by 2024, this government will roll back every unconstitutional thing they have done. Because they are interested in votes, they are interested in power, they are not interested in the benefit of the country.
RP Singh, has the opposition smelt blood, sir? Prime Minister Narendra Modi apologized for failing to convince farmers on farm laws. The laws stand withdrawn. Shaheen Bagh at Barabanki, is it to put pressure on the BJP to ensure CA and RC are not implemented? You heard Atikur Rahman, the street will dominate.
Tell what Atikur Rahman said first. Atikur Rahman said that the government is more interested in power, not in the welfare of the country. It means the bill passed in the parliament is in welfare of the country. We are not interested in welfare of the country. We are more interested in retaining the power. I mean, that's what Atikur Rahman said. I'm understanding his logic only. But let's understand, what do CA have to do with the Indian Muslims at the first stage? Can Mr. Atikur Rahman tell me how does it affect any Indian Muslim? It is only for Hindus, Sikhs, specifically in Afghanistan, Pakistan or Bangladesh. How does it affect any Muslim in country? But they can create a bogey. And this whole affair is being created and saying that hum Shaheen Bagh bana denge. This clearly shows that what is their intention. Their intention is not to contest issues and subjects, but to create anarchy, to create law and order problems. And they have all the right, they have gone to court. They have all the right to go to court. Even in the farmer issue, court has stayed their bill. So they can go to court and they can get respect from court if they want to get respect from court.
Fair enough. I will get you to rebut that why protest on the streets, threaten a Shaheen Bagh or threaten instead of adopting means as RP Singh suggests, go to courts of law. But Ashutosh Verma, the story today is Asaduddin Owaisi. He's saying, Inshallah, there'll be a Shaheen Bagh in Uttar Pradesh, in Barabanki. He's contesting 100 seats in Uttar Pradesh. Is the Samajwadi Party worried he could make a dent in your vote bank? And that is why Akhilesh Yadav is also praising Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan.
So look, Gaurav, I want to make it very clear. So there's no place of anarchy in the Indian constitution. Neither me, neither you, neither the Samajwadi Party believes in the anarchist type of statement made by anybody, whosoever in the BJP or Asaduddin Owaisi. Now, AIM chief Owaisi ji is the only hope for Bharatiya Janata Party to take this election campaign on the roads of polarization. And we have no concern about what Owaisi is saying, what BJP is saying, because the only way they want to lead this election to make it a polarized between a Hindu and Muslims. And what Samajwadi Party and what secular party was, don't make the election on the polarization. Talk of the work you have given. So
Jinnah is not about polarization. Jinnah is about getting everyone together.
That is a very different theme we are talking about.
Okay.
We always talk of expressway, we always talk of laptop, we always talk of different types of work we have done by Akhilesh Yadav in the regime of 212 to 217. We don't discuss all these things. But look, who is going to get benefited with all these things? It is the Owaisi who is going to benefit or the BJP.
Okay.
BJP accuses Owaisi, Owaisi accuses BJP, and that's how the game goes on.
And Samajwadi Party loses out on the Muslim vote bank. I'll come to that.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I'll come to that in just a moment with numbers, with statistics here on India Today with facts.
In this country are also the citizen of this country.
Then why rake up Jinnah? But let me bring in Rahul Srivastav. No. Rahul Srivastav, has the opposition smelt blood? Farm protests forced the government to withdraw the farm laws. Is the opposition now strategizing, galvanizing protesters First CAA NRC, and the ball is already set rolling by Asad Owaisi, and then perhaps Article 370.
Gaurav, the opposition would love to do it, but the fact is, can it achieve anything out of it? Remember one thing, that the farmers' protest did not have a strong polarizing element. Now, if the opposition actually chases CAA and NRC, which do have a bit of a religious color to it, eventually they know that the BJP is likely to benefit it, because the reverse polarization will always help the BJP. Now, if you come to what Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi is doing, you see he is virtually a new kid on the BJP block. He has not been around for a very long time. He has contested in 2017 38 seats, polled only 2 lakh votes in all those 38 seats and won none. Now, what he is doing is adding a polarizing element which other political parties which are claimants to the Muslim vote are concerned. So eventually what he is doing, he is pushing for eating into the minority vote of parties like the Samajwadi Party and the BSP. So what will the BJP say? JP Nadda as party president, Prime Minister Modi as the face of the party will say, we are loving it. Now, I'll give you certain statistics, Gaurav. Last time around, the BSP fielded 99 Muslim candidates in UP Assembly elections, which is the maximum ever. Now, the Samajwadi Party had fielded candidates in large numbers, and still only 24 of them won.
6%.
Despite a large number being fielded, the BJP benefited from the polarizing tones which are prevailing in UP because of the Muzaffarnagar riots.
And
in that scenario,
is where Ashutosh Verma and his party will be worried.
109 of the 140 minority-dominated seats in UP.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll come to that aspect. This breakup of 403 seats, only 24 has Muslim MLAs, 6% of 403. But why Samajwadi Party is or should be worried is when you look at the breakup, you know, of the 143 seats influenced by Muslims, and we'll come to those statistics bit by bit, where Asaduddin Owaisi, despite losing deposit in 34 of 38 seats, has impacted elections. And Rahul will give us the statistics in just a moment. But Atikur Rahman, this is vote bank politics of polarization. Congress has gone on record to say that the lone AI-MIM MP in Hyderabad, or the 7 MLAs in Hyderabad, they did not lead a single protest against CAA-NRC in Hyderabad. But in UP, they are becoming champions opposing CAA-NRC for votes to eat into the so-called Muslim vote bank.
Yes, Gaurav, this is quite tragic, you know. Why tragic? Because, you see, the Kisan Andolan, you know, protests have taught us one lesson. And this is a big lesson, not only for India, but for the world, that the political support for these social causes or constitutional causes, unfortunately, you know, for the CAA-NRC protest, everybody was looking for the political support. The farming community never took any political support, and that was their best, you know, this thing. Sought to deal with this government, and they won it. This is the lesson for us. Even we are not claiming any political support, because our fight is for equality. Our fight is for constitutionalism. Herein, the constitutional aspect in the CAA-NRC is missing.
No, but that will be decided by the street, or will that be decided by courts of law?
Even we have some minds, Gaurav. We are not a fish that can swim with the stream. We have our hearts and minds. We can read the constitution and how
then you will interpret it and not the Supreme Court of India. So now the street will interpret law, and then we'll have Shaheen Baghs across our country. And this will not be, any interpretation of law will not be done by Supreme Court or by courts of law. It will be done by Shaheen Baghs.
Which are the other aspects, the people, which road shall we take? Tell me. Which road shall we take? They will have to protest because the judges overnight are transferred by this government. Is this not unconstitutional?
Supreme Court judges? Supreme Court judges, or is that fear-mongering on your part? But let me take that question to RP Singh. Sir, the CAA was notified The CAA was notified on 12/12/2019. It's been more than 700 days, rules yet to be framed. Has the BJP failed to convince those who are opposing CAA about the benefits? As the Prime Minister argued in case of farm laws, tapasya mein kahi kami reh gayi. Is it the same case with CAA? Or is there merit in Atikur Rahman saying it is unconstitutional, it is anti-Muslim?
Okay, again, let me repeat. Atikur Rahman ji, what does CAA have to do with Indian Muslims? I'm asking you. Inequality for Indian Muslims or in Muslims in Bangladesh or Pakistan or Afghanistan? Do you treat Hindus and Sikhs the way they have been treated in Afghanistan equivalent to Muslims there, or in the way our Gurdwaras were, the stones were pelted down the Gurdwaras equivalent to what in Muslims in Pakistan, or way the temples
Gaurav, allow
were
me
being
to rebut
demolished
this,
in-
please.
in-
I
can
wanted this
complete?
earlier.
The way the temples were being demolished in Bangladesh, I mean, do you compare that with Muslims in Bangladesh? So there is no, and there is no equality and equality as far as Indian Muslims go. Tell me, what is the right which you are losing? Is there anything which is infringement on your right as a Muslim in India? No. But you are trying to create a
Gaurav, allow
false
me, please.
bogey. And so is OSC trying to create a bogey around CA and NRC. NRC is not even radar. But still you want to create a false bogey because you are trying to build up a communal passion so that it can work out for you as a vote bank.
Respond.
allow me. Yes.
Respond.
Thank
There's
you.
a serious point that
Sardar
RP
Saab.
Singh raises, that what does CAA have to do with citizenship of an Indian Muslim? We've all seen in front of us how temples have been vandalized in Bangladesh, how Gurdwaras and Sikhs have been treated by Taliban in Afghanistan. CAA is to benefit the minorities of religions that originated in India in these countries.
Yes, Sardar Sahab, we need a clarification on this. CAA, no objection, followed by NRC, because the Home Minister on the floor of the Parliament said that CAA.
No, hold on.
would be
I want you to
followed by
clarify that
NRC.
bit once again. You have no problem with CAA. You're saying Indian Muslims have no problem with CAA. Is that what you're saying?
Along with
Emphatically.
it, one more sentence along with it. The persecuted people do not have a religion, Gaurav. There are Hazras and there are Shias in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Do the persecuted people have religion? I want
Do
to
they
ask
want
you.
to come to
They
India?
are
Do
persecuted
they want
now.
to come to India? There are 56 more nations where they can
If
go.
they want,
Where
let
will Sikhs
them
and
come.
Hindus go? Where will Sikhs
Sir,
and Hindus go? Tell me that. Will
Sir,
Saudi
you
Arabia, will
are
Malaysia,
closing your doors
will
on
Turkey
them.
accept Sikhs and Hindus?
Open your doors for
Will
them. If
Turkey
they wish
accept
to
Sikhs and
come,
Hindus?
let them come.
Will Malaysia accept Sikhs and Hindus? Who are suffering atrocities in these countries?
नहीं, लेकिन मुझे एक बात नहीं
Sir,
समझ आ रही,
this is-
विदेशों में अगर मुसलमान प्रताड़ित थे तो उसके लिए अपना देश जलाएंगे, जो
No,
आजाद
why
मैदान में
should
भी
we
किया था
burn?
कि रोहिंग्याओं के
No,
साथ क्या
no,
हो रहा है,
no.
हम अपना देश आजाद
No.
मैदान जला देंगे.
No, Gaurav, this is not the language you should use.
I'm
at
asking
least.
you, or are we not allowed to ask questions anymore?
Human rights are at stake, and the persecuted people have human rights.
Tell me,
And India
what
is
human
going to
rights?
be
I mean, what
giving-
is your human rights which is at stake? Atikur Rahman, what is your human rights which is at stake? Let us know that. What is the human right of Muslims being at stake in this country? Tell me this. It's only the
Sir,
human right of the
you
Sikhs
just
and Hindus.
clarify.
My families
Sir,
are suffering in Afghanistan.
Sir,
And then
you
you
just
want to
clarify
divert
whether
them
CAA
of them
will
into
be
India.
followed by NRC or not. Full stop.
Sir,
We will not protest.
Where is NRC?
You do
Where
what
is
the
NRC?
majority
NRC is not
tells you
on
to
the radar.
do.
NRC is not on the radar. NRC
No,
is
but it
not on the
will be-
radar at all.
What is the guarantee? As the farmer said that what is the guarantee regarding MSP? You give us the guarantee. NRC won't be implemented countrywide. Well and good. Full stop. We won't protest.
सर
Come on, clarify.
हमारे यहाँ कहते हैं, हमारे यहाँ पंजाबी में कहावत है, सुनिएगा आराम से, माँ पैदा हुई पुत कोठे कोठे, मतलब mother has not been born and son is playing games. I mean, come on, sir. That's not a question right now. The CA is there only for Sikhs and Hindus and minorities in these countries.
Why? Why
And it
religion
doesn't
based?
infringe any
Why
right of
religion
any
based?
Muslim
Is this
in
the
India.
India stand? Is this the India which we gained freedom for? Is this the India Tagore, opted for? Is this the India our intellectuals, debated in the parliament, in the Constituent Assembly. This was not the India guaranteed to us.
Okay,
What
RP
was
Singh wants to
India
quickly
for?
respond before I bring in
Let me tell you,
Ashutosh
sir,
Sharma
let
back
me tell
for
you.
today's debate.
It
A
was
quick
an
point.
agreement between Nehru and the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Their
Go, let me
minorities
come.
will be taken care, which has been infringed now, which has been thrown in basket by Pakistan and Afghanistan and Bangladesh.
Let me bring in Ashutosh Sharma on the point of Asaduddin Owaisi attacking Akhilesh Yadav. Asaduddin Owaisi, Mr. Verma, directly attacked Akhilesh Yadav of the Samajwadi Party, saying by invoking Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, for Muslim votes in India, Akhilesh Yadav has indicated, or the Samajwadi Party has indicated, that they do not understand the Indian Muslim mind. Why should Indian Muslims vote for Samajwadi Party with Jinnah being invoked? Is there merit in him saying that why would you want votes of Indian Muslims by praising Jinnah?
Thank you. Gaurav, basically the Bharatiya Janata Party and their leaders are now confused. They are totally confused about this Uttar Pradesh election. The reason is, 1 week पहले, एक हफ्ते पहले प्राइम मिनिस्टर जब उत्तर प्रदेश में सबसे बड़ा एक्सप्रेसवे इनॉग्रेट करते हैं तो वो विकास की बातें करते हैं और विकास की बातें करते करते उन्होंने अखिलेश यादव जी की तरीके से हरक्यूलिस विमान तक उड़ा वहां पे लैंड करवा दिया। लेकिन अगले ही दिन जिस आदमी ने उसकी नींव रखी थी, जब वो चला उस पे 341 किलोमीटर 341 किलोमीटर और जो हुजूम था, जो क्राउड था वहां पर, उसको देख के भारतीय जनता पार्टी वालों को समझ में आ गया कि ये पिच तो है ही नहीं हमारी, हम तो डेवलपमेंट में बात कर नहीं सकते हैं। द ओनली पिच वी कैन डू इज हिंदू मुस्लिम। और अब पिच आ गई और किसी तरीके से ओवैसी का एक स्टेटमेंट आना स्टार्ट हो गया।
एक एक करके अखिलेश जी अपना पक्ष रख ले। आरपी सिंह मैं फिर आपके पास आऊंगा। लेट अखिलेश, लेट आशुतोष मेक हिज पॉइंट सर। लेट मिस्टर वर्मा मेक हिज पॉइंट सर।
Let me complete, please. The problem is that Bharatiya Janata Party is now totally confused. Either go on the pitch of development or polarization. The polarization is the only pitch which suits Bharatiya Janata Party, which suits the OSC. And this is the only problem. Now OSC is bubbling like this and just targeting on Akhilesh Yadav. Nothing. There is nothing. They are losing this election. The public of Uttar Pradesh has decided they are kicking them back. And now Uttar Pradesh has no role of these type of polarization, these communal statements in the Uttar Pradesh. They are kicking back to them. The CM is going back to Gorakhpur from where he has come. Modi ji has to go back from there, and the Akhilesh Yadav is coming with full majority.
RP Singh wants to quickly respond to the points that you've raised, because RP Singh, the point that Samajwadi Party says is they are talking about the Purvanchal Expressway. They are talking about development. They are talking about jobs. It is the B team of the BJP, that is AIMIM, according to them, that's raising the issue of either Shaheen Bagh or Jinnah or polarizing this election, sir.
Gaurav, who took name of Jinnah? Was it our party or was it Akhilesh Yadav? Who said Jinnah played a role in freedom struggle in India and got India freedom? Who said so? Who supported Jinnah? Not us. So they need to tell whether Jinnah is Dada Jan or Pardada Jan. We don't know. We know Mulayam Singh ji is Appa Jan, regarded and respected one. But who is Dada and Pardada Jan? They need to clarify whether it's Jinnah. So they have more love for Jinnah than people who divided this country.
Who started Abba Jan in Uttar Pradesh election?
Okay. Let me also bring in Atikur Rahman before I bring in Rahul Srivastav. Atikur Rahman, is there merit in Asaduddin Owaisi saying that you don't understand the mindset of Indian Muslims if you rake up Jinnah to get votes in UP the way Akhilesh Yadav did?
Yes, that's a definite point. As far as I am concerned, this thing, Gaurav, to me, it's a historical fact that before Jinnah became the father of Pakistan, he was the son of India. Apart from the electoral politics, if Jinnah's name is being misused, who can help? Of course, the election commission is there, our courts are there. If these binaries are not created and having some laws towards this, we can help ourselves. Otherwise, the political parties use the historical figures as Savarkar is being used by the
Rahul
BJP.
Srivastava, Yogi Adityanath at Gorakhpur warned against this Jinnawadi mindset of political leaders, as he put it. What does invoking Jinnah and Shaheen Bagh by the opposition, as the BJP says, indicate in the upcoming Uttar Pradesh elections?
Gaurav, it eventually indicates that despite the BJP being in power at the center since 2014, winning handsomely in 2017 and again in 2019, and on paper, having done a lot of work, eventually, if there is a development track as far as the campaign is concerned, there will be a strong parallel communal track which will be chased in the coming elections also. And I think what is different this time, Gaurav, needs to be understood what Owaisi is trying to exploit. You see, after the BJP's 3 successive strong wins in Uttar Pradesh, somewhere there has been a rethink even among political parties like Samajwadi Party, who have done very well despite the BJP's rise in 2017. In 2012, the Samajwadi Party was a chosen one for the Muslim votes.
Yes.
It won 72 odd seats. And even in 2017, despite the BJP wave in front of BJP, it won 23 seats of Muslim-dominated areas. These parties, despite having the popularity among minority votes, are jittery about playing that politics which they traditionally used to play. The BJP seems to have changed the political turf. In that, they have been trying to woo the minority votes. BSP holding Brahmin Sammelans, Samajwadi Party leaders going to Kamatgiri temple in Bundelkhand. There is an attempt, Congress leaders going to Ayodhya. These are impressions that the minority vote is realizing that despite our voting for certain parties, our vote is getting less relevant. And Owaisi, by taking a more strident approach, is trying to capitalize on that in that ground. And that is why his target is Samajwadi Party, BSP and Congress. He's trying to establish his party. It is up to political parties like SP, BSP and Congress now to take on somebody like Owaisi.
Atikur Rahman, Shaheen Bagh is being raked up ahead of UP elections. I'll tell you why. 143 seats, like we said, impacted by sizable Muslim vote. In 70 of these 143, Muslim votes are about 30%. Another 70 seats, they are more than 30%. So 140 seats, Asaduddin Owaisi is issuing a threat only where Muslims are a sizable vote bank, sir. So you may target the BJP, but that's exactly what Owaisi or Samajwadi Party seem to be doing with Shaheen Bagh and Jinnah.
Well, this can be a collateral damage to our cause of fighting for the CA NRC. Political parties are deemed to do this. If they are making fun of it, I am helpless. But our agitation is for the constitutionalism which is being taken away by this present regime, by its brute majority. If they can, correct themselves, why should we have any other polarizing trends?
No, but it's so visible that this polarizing trend seems to be working. And Rahul Srivastava, before I bring in Ashutosh, look at the impact. Moradabad, despite it being the majority being in favor of minority, BJP won, or in Ambedkar Nagar, or in Sravasti, all of this reason is all of this proof that the Muslim vote divided between SP, BSP or AIMIM playing a role. They may just vote a couple of thousand here and there, but it takes away their victory margin of anybody else and gives it to BJP.
Gaurav, yes, there are multiple factors that are working. One, definitely that in areas where minorities, there are 143 seats, as you say. Last time around, the BJP won 109 of them.
Yes.
Why did that happen? That needs to be analyzed. One, there was a division because there were too many claimants. But also there is an issue, say for example, there are certain versions that because of the triple talaq issue, some segments of the Muslims also voted, especially Muslim women could have voted. The more important thing is the moment there is a push for Muslim votes, they may be 30, 40, 50%. For example, in a district like, I think, Moradabad, 50%. Yes. The eventual fact is that in most of the districts in UP, the Hindus or the majority voters are more than 60%. And that's where lies that any attempt to polarize the minority vote, if the BJP manages to reverse polarize the majority vote, then it's a problem for the minority vote. And that's what Mr. Owaisi is trying to encash, that he may not win many seats, but he may actually eat into the votes of these non-BJP players in Uttar Pradesh. He is fighting to create a space for himself in Uttar Pradesh. Last time around, he did very badly, 0 seats.
He did well in pockets in Bihar, didn't do well at all in Bengal. Will Uttar Pradesh be different? Because Ashutosh Verma, BJP insists, like from JP Nadda today to Yogi Adityanath at Gorakhpur, they're talking about 22 All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Defence Corridor, Purvanchal Expressway. Development, they say, is their plank. Jinnah and Shaheen Bagh is the opposition plank, and BJP insists they neither raise Shaheen Bagh nor Jinnah.
So look, Gaurav, we do also understand the dynamics of this politics. You look, whenever there is a fight between between the Bharatiya Janata Party and a clear-cut opposition, which seems to be a Samajwadi Party right now, you all know that there is a division of vote about 48 to 50% between the two parties. But BJP knows that when the fight is 1-to-1, there is always a chance of defeat of 50%. The probability is losing 50%. When the vote is divided between 2 or 3 corners, the chance of losing them seats is about 22 to 33%, 25 to 30%. So why should BJP want that make the election a bipolar? They always want to make it a multipolar, and OSC is the plot made by Bharatiya Janata Party.
Respond, RP Singh, last 30 seconds.
Everybody knows.
Okay, whether it's the Congress or the Samajwadi Party, everyone now says that OSC is actually your B team, sir.
It's an obvious thing.
Up to them to...
Everybody knows.
Thank you, sir.
We have the example of Bihar. We have the example of West Bengal. We have all the examples.
RP Singh, last 30 seconds, sir.
Thank you. So, Ashutosh, we are forgetting, in Hyderabad, we contested eye to eye in Hyderabad. And then we were the strongest opponent in Hyderabad. Samajwadi Party was not there, Congress not in this at all. It was us who was opposing him in Hyderabad, even in the smallest municipal election, for information. So, anyhow, I mean, if people will judge on it, but they need to come clear on it. For them, Muslims is a vote bank. For us, we are trying to reach out to Muslims on every level. Whether it is the Ujjwala gas, whether it is the roof on the head, whether it's the Ijjat Ghar, or whether electricity being provided, or whether it's being the water being provided to tap. So, our agenda is good, but we don't subsidize people within Hindu,
eligible
Muslim,
enough
or
to
other
take contest
religions.
in the election.
Okay, that debate once again in the coming days, and we will be doing a lot more of that, but I've run out of time on this part of the show, where Asaduddin Owaisi now is threatening another Shaheen Bagh in Uttar Pradesh. Gentlemen, many thanks for joining me.